Hello everyone and happy May. I'll be doing my plan with me in this video, and my cover page was inspired by Bujo and Cookies with the flowers. I changed it up a little bit just because I didn't want the whole page covered in flowers, and I just picked 3 different colors of my flowers, with this purple color being my main theme color for the month. I also incorporated some flowers into my main calendar, and then I colored in the days of the week, which I don't usually do, so that was kind of my way of adding in a little bit of extra color. And then I actually forgot to put the 31st at the bottom, so I just added it there in the corner. And I don't usually have a ton of events that I need to put down on the weekends, so it's okay if it ends up being not enough space or not as much space as usual for those 2 days. For my habit tracker, I wasn't really sure which habits I wanted to include, and this is something I give a lot of thought to every month because I use this page every single day and I refer back to it, and I really use it a lot, and it helps me a lot. But at the same time, I did notice that I was starting to get kind of down on myself if I didn't complete all my habits every single day, even if it wasn't a habit that I wanted to do every day. It was just listed on my tracker anyway. So then I started thinking maybe I should just remove some habits so that I wouldn't have empty spaces and I wouldn't have to deal with that bad feeling. But then I realized that's not a solution. So here you'll see me, I just included my basic habits that I do kind of every month, that I love to track the statistics of these and stuff like that, so I always include them. And then after I filmed this video, I thought about it some more, and I decided to incorporate a couple other habits into there. So I'm going to put in a clip of that showing some of those, and I'll probably continue to modify this as the month goes on, because you create your habit tracker at the very beginning of the month and you think this is what you're going to stick to all month, but things change. You're not static, life is not static, and so I think it's really important to have flexibility when it comes to that, so you don't go crazy and feel like you have to stick to something that you planned weeks ago that might not be working anymore. Here is my really simple goals page. I just put in 5 little circles for whatever goals I decide on, which I will decide on later, and I might be updating my pages on Instagram. If you want to follow along there, you can see some pictures. And then I always do the majority goals down at the bottom, whereas there are a few things that I track that I want to do the majority of the days in the month, and I will add those in later as well. For my skating tracker, I decided not to do a calendar this month because I really don't think our rink is going to reopen this month. It might, and I have some space if I need to add some actual on-ice sessions, and I already know my coach's off-ice class schedule, so I've just left a space there for whichever classes I participate in. And then again, I was including my off-ice things in my habit tracker, but they're not things I want to do every single day. So I just put a tracker here with 20 spaces, and if I complete these things, each thing about 20 times in a month, that's pretty good. And there's space at the bottom if I actually end up exceeding that. So I'll just fill it in and mark off which day of the week I did it. So far this has actually been working because I'm not holding myself I have to do it every single day. And so when I see this, I actually feel like I want to do it. I want to fill it in. I don't feel that pressure anymore. So this method is working so far. So we'll see if I keep this going forward. This page is for content planning because I am being more active with creating content with my bullet journal, videos like this one, posting on Instagram and YouTube primarily, and so I need a place to kind of organize that. I'm not sure what it'll look like just yet, so I kept it blank for now. This health spread is brand new for me as well. I usually track health stuff in my habit tracker, but I wanted something a little bit differently to just actually track it and not feel like I need to fill it every single day with certain habits. So I've just got a calendar here, and then I've got some ideas that I want to try out this month where I break the month down and I say I want to have so many days where I eat a certain way. For example, I want to do a juice challenge, and I want to have some dry fasting days, And then I also give myself some days where it's like free and I can just eat whatever I want within certain limits, of course. And then, of course, some days where I'm eating just like raw foods and fruits, and then some days where I'm following the Mucusless Diet Healing System, which is something I do as well. And then I will just color code it and fill it in and see what the month looks like as it progresses, and I'll know how many days I have of each so I can plan accordingly. Meditation is also a huge part of my life, and I really wanted a place to put it in my journal and track it. At first I was going to do a calendar, but then I actually wrote this line completely wrong. So then I thought, well, maybe I'll just do kind of like a habit tracker. But then I didn't want to do that because I don't do every single meditation every day, so that would just be a bunch of wasted space. So what I ended up doing instead was just filling in the first line, and on the opposite page I have a list of different meditations that I do, and I will color code those and just fill in the boxes. And some days I might do several of those meditations, some days I might do none, some days I might do one, and I'll just put in the date in the box of whatever day that I do the meditation and just track it that way, and it should actually look really beautiful at the end of the month. The next pages are kind of just left blank. I didn't really decorate them because they're for my weekly review, and this takes up a lot of content, so I just put the first week that I'll be tracking in this month at the top, and then as I fill it in, I will add the next month's because I don't know how much I'll have each week. And that's it for the monthly spreads, and I'm just going to do a very simple weekly spread that I will use all week. I don't usually add in a lot of decoration, and I like to keep each week on one page, which saves pages because I'm really trying to get an entire year in this bullet journal, but I'm not sure if that'll work out because I had a couple months in it before I started 2020, but as much as possible, I want to conserve pages, and this just works for me to have everything at a glance on one page, and then the next week on the other side, and I just migrate things over. And then I'm doing the pixels in a year, so I fill in my pixels there as well, because I actually usually forget to do it even here. So I know I would definitely forget if I just had to fill the annual tracker out, but I fill it here, and then I transfer it over to the annual tracker. So that is it for May so far. I'm definitely going to be working with these spreads because I left a lot of them empty. I'm not sure exactly how I want them to be just yet, but if you follow me on Instagram, I'll be posting some pictures there, and you can see how I work them. So I hope you got some ideas for your own journal, maybe some inspiration to plan and get organized and set some goals in May. I hope you all have a wonderful month. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.